Welcome to Conversations. I'm Suresh Kochatal. Today, we're going to talk about a subject that has not been spoken about often, at least not till recently. Rudra, inside the Indian Army's quiet battlefield revolution. Today, I will take you inside a story that is unfolding quietly, as I told you, but one that may reshape India's military planning for years to come. It's a story of strategy, technology, and the speed at which modern warfare is evolving. And at the center of it all is a new word in the Indian Army's vocabulary, Rudra. Now, when you first hear that name, you might imagine a new missile, a new tank, or perhaps an advanced drone. But Rudra is none of those things. Rudra is a formation, a fully integrated all-arms brigade built to fight as one team. It brings together tanks, mechanized infantry, artillery, air defense, engineers, signal units, logistics elements, and increasingly drone detachments. Instead of fighting as separate pieces that must be stitched together on the battlefield, these units train together, deploy together, and if needed, move into combat together. Over the last few months, the Indian Army has quietly put on these brigades onto test. The trial took place on the Western Front under an exercise named Operation Trishul. One such brigade, codenamed Black Mace, went through a full operational validation. This wasn't a tabletop drill or a partial rehearsal. It was a full spectrum evaluation, designed to see how a Rudra brigade functions when pushed to its limits. During the exercises, tanks rolled forward with mechanized infantry in tight coordination. Artillery batteries executed timed fire missions. Drone detachments fed real-time intelligence from overhead. Air defense units simulated engagements against hostile UAVs. And the Indian Air Force joined the drill with fighter ground attack sorties, attack helicopters, and heli-borne special operation teams. What you had was a picture of a joint warfare, a high-tempo movement, and rapid integration of decision-making. But this exercise, and Rudra, the idea itself, doesn't exist in isolation. It is a much bigger shift in India's war planning. And to understand that shift, we need to go back almost 25 years to the moment when India's military planners saw the limits of the existing system. The year was 2001. After the attack on India's parliament, the Indian Army launched a massive mobilization along the western border. The operation was called Parakram. It involved one of the largest military mobilizations since 1971. Yet, it revealed a problem that would shape India's strategic thinking for the next 2 decades. The mobilization took nearly a month, and by that time, Pakistan had already strengthened its defenses. International pressure also built up, and India's political and military options narrowed. The message was clear. If you cannot mobilize fast enough, the window for decisive action closes. In the aftermath of Operation Parakram, Indian planners began to work on a new doctrine. It came to be known as cold start, a concept built around speed, agility, and the ability to launch limited offensive operations before the diplomatic clock could run out. Cold start reorganized forces into smaller, more flexible, integrated battle groups. It emphasized quick movement, shallow thrust, and precision. For years, cold start shaped India's conventional war planning, even as the army never formally acknowledged it as an official doctrine. But as global battlefield changed with drones, cyber warfare, precision guide munitions, and electronic warfare becoming central to the conflict, the Indian Armed Forces recognized the need to revolve and evolve again. Which brings us back to the present moment and to the quiet emergence of a concept reportedly known as cold strike. Cold Strike takes its idea from Cold Start, all about speed, coordination, limited but decisive objectives, and adapts them to a future where intelligence flows in real time and battles unfold in multiple domains simultaneously. It emphasizes deeper thrust, tighter air-land coordination, and rapid operational tempo. And that is where RUDRA fits in. RUDRA is designed for the battlefield Cold Strike imagines, a battlefield where drones rely on instant intelligence, where air support must mesh seamlessly with ground maneuvers, and where decisions must be taken in minutes, not hours. RUDRA brigades are not assembled at the last minute. They are pre-built, pre-trained, and pre-integrated teams. They know each other's capabilities intimately. Their communication networks are designed to plug into a single operational picture, and their composition is flexible. The units can be added or removed depending on the mission and the terrain. A RUDRA brigade operating in the mountains will look different from one that is deployed in the desert or in the plains. In fact, reports indicate that 2 RUDRA brigades are already deployed on the northern borders, one reportedly in the high altitude terrains of eastern Ladakh and other one in Sikkim. More such brigades are being prepared, with some existing formations being converted into RUDRA type units. The idea is not merely to reorganize the army, but to re-engineer how India fights. One of the biggest lessons the world has drawn from recent conflicts, from the Russia-Ukraine war to the Armenia-Azerbaijan clashes, is a central role of drones, and that happened even during Operation Sindoor. They are everywhere, spotting targets, guiding artillery, neutralizing armor, and even overwhelming radar systems through swarms. India has taken note of this. Both the Army and the Air Force are inducting indigenous counter-drone systems, some capable of using lasers to neutralize hostile UAVs at ranges up to 2 kilometers. These systems are expected to integrate directly into the RUDRA brigades, giving them their own locations, air defense, and anti-drone bubble. All these changes point towards a larger transition, a move towards a joint technology-driven warfare that is faster decision cycles, greater autonomy in local commanders, and tighter integration between the 3 services. But India isn't there yet, and military experts are quick to underline the challenges that lie ahead. First, such formations must be tested across terrains, not just the plains of the Western Front, but in high mountains, dense jungles, and built-up complexities of urban environments. Each terrain demands different logistics, different communication equipment, different tactical approaches. Second, no modern doctrine can function without robust logistics. High-tempo operations consume fuel, ammunition, spare parts, and replacement equipment at an astonishing pace. For RUDRA brigades to deliver on their promise, India must continue to strengthen its supply chains, pre-positioning stores, and improving the military logistic infrastructure along sensitive borders. Third, the backbone of such integrated operations is a reliable and secure communication network. If real-time intelligence is the heart of Cold Strike, then data is its bloodstream. And the army will need hardened communication lines, redundant systems, anti-jamming capabilities, and seamless links between field units, air bases, and command centers. Finally, there is the question of joint command structures. The Indian military has begun moving towards the idea of integrated theatre commands, but these are still work in progress. For RUDRA brigades to operate at their full capacity and full potential, especially under a doctrine like Cold Strike, the command system must allow for faster decision making and clearer responsibility across the 3 services. If transition succeeds, RUDRA may become more than a new formation. It may become the backbone of India's future doctrine, a doctrine that is built on speed, precision, and integration. Because modern warfare is no longer about mass alone. It's about timing, information, and the ability to bring all tools of war to bear exactly at the right moment. In a region where crises can escalate quickly, where borders are active, and where technology is reshaping combat every year, India's war plans must evolve. And Rudra is a sign that they are. It's a quiet revolution. There are no big announcements, no grand unveilings, but on the ground, exercises like Trishul in the high altitude deployments and in the restructuring of formations. The shift is well underway. Rudra may be the name of a brigade, but for India's military planners, it is also the name of a new era. We'll see how things go from there, and we will keep you updated. Thank you for watching. Jai Hind.